My name is Ofa Gilebuka Gutenbauer-Giliki, you can call me Ofa for short, and I am currently managing the Tonga National Centre for Women and Children. Our primary areas of focus is gender-based violence, specifically looking at survivors of rape, child sexual abuse, domestic or family violence and sexual harassment. We're a non-government organisation and we've been established for going on 9 years now. I also do other advocacy work and promoting women's rights issues in Tonga, which includes looking at advancing women's participation in decision making, all levels of decision making, which of course has a clear link to the electoral reform processes that are going on now. The current level of participation of women in our national parliament is we have 1 out of a 34 member parliament, and her position, she was appointed, so we have no female elected parliamentarians as of the last elections, which was held in 2008. From 1951 to 2008, we've only ever had 4 women in Parliament. So I guess you could say a woman for each decade. So there's a lot of work that we need to do in that area to advance women's participation in decision making, particularly in Parliament, and also looking at local level governance structures, and even back down to the family level, within family and within the home, within the community, within the village. So while women are at the forefront in the family setting, and also in the forefront in fundraising activities in the community and taking part in community projects as well as church projects, faith-based organisation projects, it's not translating into the higher leadership roles in local government and also our national government. Women are constantly disabled in trying to start small businesses and small micro enterprises that will bring in extra income to the family, because the banks, in order to apply for a loan, the banks require collateral, and the collateral, majority of the banks in Tonga, the collateral that they require is land. And so because we don't own land, it's really an economic barrier to us as women, because if we don't get our husband's approval or our father's approval, who are the owners of the land, really it's a big stumbling block. The main core services that the centre provides is counselling, free counselling services, and of course we also have a safe house which caters for survivors of gender-based violence. There is really no exit strategy available in Tonga. For example, we don't have social services, there's no government social welfare system, so really at the end of the day all we can offer is the counselling and the support at the safe house, and then an exit strategy after that is really 90% of the time she will return to the violent situation. So those cases, and we are documenting into case studies, and we're using that to lobby government and lobby decision makers and policy makers to look at that and to start reforming our legislation around gender-based violence. The program that I'm currently taking part in, which is funded and supported by the UNDP Pacific Centre, is looking at participation at the Commission on the Status of Women, CSW 53. A lot of the times we're so busy doing the groundwork and we're so frustrated at the policies and legislations that don't match the work that we're trying to do, and often, most of the times, we don't know how to make an influence at the policy level, and so this entry point into CSW for us has really been an eye-opener, particularly for me, because now I can connect the dots. More developed countries have the capacity to have specialist human rights advocates in different areas, whether it's in economics, politics, social. In the Pacific, there are very few of us, and so we have to be multi-skilled, and we have to quickly be able to absorb all the information in all the different areas, because really, for some of us, we go back as a one-woman band person, trying to sort out all these issues and trying to lobby and advocate for a whole range of issues around women's rights. So for me,